Hey guys, this is Hawkeye and I am back with Ice Lakes, and we are still doing the tour to the maps, and we actually have reached all of them at this point, with the one exception, the last one called the dam, and it is here that the biggest fish have ever been caught. I think across the board there have been common carp caught here almost 110 pounds or maybe more. Now, I haven't caught anything that big. 87 was my record. So I'm going to come here and see what we can do about catching as close to that as we can. We're going to go after the biggest fish, and that will, of course, be the common carp. Big head carp are also found here. I think silver carp might be found here as well, but the common is still the largest. Sturgeon's up there too. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can't head over there, but first we're going to go ahead and show you what we've got already set up. We've got the morning flash. Now this one is the best for common carp, but if you can't afford that one, the silver bite is also a good choice. That one you can buy a little bit cheaper, and we're going to of course use balanced lures. I prefer them. You don't go through as much of the bait and spend as much time having to keep it baited. I believe there's a few others here that might be good for carp. I think it might be the Carrot Parade. I don't remember. Yeah, it's the Babylonian Emperor. That's another good one you can try. I knew it was one of them. But we're going to probably stick with what we have for a while, see how it goes. Now, as far as other equipment goes, I have, of course, the heavy tungsten, and we're going to be using the heavy technical. I might change to the Golden Phoenix just to switch it up a little bit. And for bait or attractants, we're going to be using glitter, which is best for common carp and sturgeon. And for the hook, the Neon Predator, again, best for common carp. We are doing our darndest to get the biggest fish here, guys. So we are going to go back to the start game and go all the way down here to the dam. Now, best time for these guys is in the evening, in the winter that I've run across. That's where I've caught my biggest one. We're going to do this for 30 minutes, and we're going to try to catch the biggest fish. Now, this makes it a little more challenging, because at 3 you can flex a little bit, but either you're going to catch them or you're not. Alright. Also, there's a lot of walking involved in this one. You lose about a minute just getting to the best spot, and that's the truth. I think the stairs are over here. Yeah, they are. Yeah, you definitely got to make sure that when you have 2 minutes left that you leave. Now, I'm going to come over here. Yeah, the best spot that I have had in the past has been right over here, close to the boundary line. If you're going to get the big ones, you got to go deep. That's just all there is to it. Now we're going to go ahead, drop that in there, and since it is winter in the evening, it is going to freeze up often. Just going to have to deal with it. we're looking to beat 87 pounds. That's what my record was. I don't see myself breaking any more than that, but because I'm pretty certain that would assure us the win. The problem is that's not a common carp. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Big on flounder. Let's just be patient. If it doesn't seem like we're going to get a bite at the bottom, we can pull it up a little bit. So unless they've changed the game, this is where I used to catch them. I've caught several there, right here. And I believe I even caught a couple of good-sized pike. So come on. Okay, now, yeah. Now you see what I'm talking about. Okay, this is a big fish. Gotta really watch that tension. As you can see, he keeps getting me in the yellow quite easily, but we don't want it to get too low either, because then he'll get off the hook. Yeah, look how much that thing is bobbing around. Holy crap. And I'm barely moving him, just little bits at a time. Gosh, this has got to be a big fish. All right. We got him. I have no idea how big this fish is, but holy crikey's. 48 pounds. That's a nice start. 48 pounds. Not bad at all. I was actually expecting a little bit bigger than that, just by the way he was fighting. But that gives us a fighting chance. 48 pounds is a pretty decent sized fish. Now let's just hope nobody else catches one that big. Now I only see one guy that's in an area that I would say has some big common carp. I'm not saying there aren't common carp there, but it seems like most of them went to shallower water. You want to go into holes. Alright. Not as big as the last one, but not bad. Probably about half the size. £14. Well, 1/3. Still, decent fish. I'm going to lift it off the bottom just a little bit. Reposition a little bit higher. That way we're not down where the flounder are. Maybe find these guys Papa. You gotta have a dad, you know? It'd be great if we could find their granddad. It'd be so awesome to break the record of this game. Not done that. Not even come close. I've been on the leaderboard once, and that was with just a bluegill. Alright. Yeah, this is under 10 pounds easily. That's a decent flounder, but not what we're after here. Let's go up a little higher here. Yeah, it seems like in general you usually get bigger fish to start off with and they'll get progressively smaller. But not always. There we go. Again, not a massive fish. It might not even be a common carp. It might be another flounder. No. It's a decent bluegill, though. Yeah, I'm thinking we're moving. When I start pulling out bluegill, it's time to relocate. Now that is another spot that's good, right over there where he's at. Not exactly right where he is. There's a little bit deeper area right here. At least he's got the right idea. I need to move a little bit more. Hold on. In fact, I will. I know that was a waste of time, but I'm not quite in a deep spot yet. Let me look at the big map here. Okay, I think this is it. Close enough. How is he able to get all the way over here? You can't get past that. Probably because he's a non-player character. Alright, this is decent. Not as big as that first one, but decent. £14. So is that what it's going to be? About 14 pounds from now on? Come on. Let's do better than that. Take it all the way to the bottom here. Come on. Give me a monster here. Make my day. Okay. Nah, maybe. No. Bigger, but not as big as that first one still. At least it went up in size. Yeah, 16. I knew he was just a little bit bigger. Yeah, it was a long time ago that I caught the 87-pounder. But it was right here. This very spot. At least the general area. So they are here. Okay, that didn't bend it too much. Aw, isn't he cute? That's a little fella. Alright, let's do this. Let's change our lure. We're going to go to the silver bite. We'll try this for a little bit. See if we can't get something to bite off of it. Since it was so long ago, I was probably using this one or the Babylonian Emperor anyway. Now this is good for other species, so now our chances of catching other species have just gone up. However, just because the one was good for common carp does not mean that other species don't bite off of it. See? Raise that up a little bit. Darn flounder. Flounder and bluegill are the bane of my existence when I go carp fishing. Yep. I'm about ready to move here. This is not going too well. Yeah, these guys seem like they're a little bit far out, honestly. Let's see. How are they able to get past that when I can't? That's not exactly fair, now is it? Huh. Well, I'm going to do right over here because I know this is a good spot and it's deep. Well, I'm thinking they gave him an advantage there. I cry foul. You should be able to go fishing outside the boundaries. That should disqualify you. Don't you think? I'm really going to bait this up here. Come on. There's got to be a monster down there somewhere. I've been wanting to break that record of 87 pounds for some time. Eh. I'm thinking it's flounder. Flounder or bluegill? Flounder. Survey said. I'm going to try this one more time. Then I'm going to switch to the Babylonian Emperor. If I don't get anything, then we're going back to the original. I am certain there's something down here. I just got to figure out what he wants. Shoot. I accidentally tapped the retrieve. Well, I'm going to go ahead and change it anyway. Got about 7 minutes, and when I say 7 minutes, I mean 7 minutes. We don't want to hang out. Here it is. We'll try this for a minute. Maybe they want something orange. Yeah, we're just not getting anything off this one. Going to go back. We've got enough time to switch her out. Go back to the morning flash. Yeah, the temperature's going up actually. It's 9 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, we're going to pretty much have to stick here, guys. So unless we get really lucky, the 48-pounder may have to do it. Yeah. This is another flounder. Just getting the flounder here. Let's raise this up just a little bit more. Well, it looked promising early on, but after the 48-pounder, the 16-pounder was as good as it got. Nothing bigger than that so far. Okay, there we go. There we go. Finally. Still don't think it's that big, but a little more encouraging. Almost 20 pounds. Yeah, once it hits 2 minutes, we're going to have to quit, guys. I'm afraid that we may not get that record this time. I'm just hoping that we got the biggest fish. But finally, we got something big. It took a while to get something big after that last one. Just gotta watch our time. I did get disqualified one. There we go. I did get disqualified one time because I ended up waiting too long, and ended up getting a big fish. Too big to get him out in time. I often wonder if that wouldn't have been a record breaker. That's a decent bluegill. I'm probably risking myself here, but I'm going to try one more time, and we're going to quit right at 2 minutes. Just a few more seconds. Oh, never mind. I hit the button again. It's very easy to accidentally tap that darn thing. But yeah, I think I'm just going to head on back. Hope for the best here. Yeah, you have to go a little ways to get back. That's why you need to quit while you're ahead. Good God, he's just scaling the daggone mountain there or whatever. Alrighty. Here we are, back at the start. Alright, let's wait it out. We got another few seconds here. Alright, it's ticking down. Did we get the biggest fish? Let's see what happens. Yep, you did. 4.37 pounds. They didn't even come close. They didn't even come close. I'm not really surprised by that because they were out in some really good areas, I would think. What would they catch? I guess they were catching flounder. But yeah, the biggest fish. Not too bad. 48.31 pounds. Well, that is the last of the lakes, guys. I have been through all of them. I actually went through and played each and every one of these. And I actually only lost 2, but I came in second. Some of these are tough. Some of these lakes are really tough to fish. You don't have very large fish, and if you take on some of the challenges at a higher level, like, you know, total weight, stuff like that, or total amount especially, that's really tough. And you're definitely making yourself challenged. But anyway, let me come down here to my statistics here. And here's the dam. See, that's where I was. As you can see, it's nice and red. And biggest common carp, 87.59 pounds. 2019 is the last time I caught him. So I'm kind of wondering, maybe that was just a one-time deal. 2021 was 83. But I haven't caught anything much bigger than that. The big head carp, they don't come that big here. At least I didn't see any at that time. And I'm not sure if I've ever caught a sturgeon here. I think they're supposed to be here. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please be sure to share, comment, like, and subscribe. And I will be back with another episode of Ice Lakes. I think I'm going to have to come up with a different angle for this game. It is still a very fun game, and it is still very relevant. I think people who play it would enjoy it, and it's because it's just very relaxing. But give me some ideas of what we can do with this next time. We've done tournaments. Tournaments are, you know, you get into a lot of your greatest numbers and all that stuff. I have won them, but they're tough. They're very tough. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please be sure to share, comment, like, and subscribe. And I will be back with another episode of Ice Lakes probably next year, because we've got the Fishing Planet Christmas thing coming up. So, A lot of stuff going on with that. But until then, guys, as I always say, aim straight, cast far, have fun, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.